welcome to Home Tech. Jason, how's it going?
Pretty good, Seth. Little tired over here.
Yeah, Cedia, the week of Cedia. Busy time. Lots of drinking and, learning about home technologies and visiting booths.
Yeah. Oh my.
Beer.
Yeah, really fun show. We won't go into it here because we obviously have episode that we already put out where we discussed all of our thoughts and discussion about the show. Had a great time. But yeah, still kind of just trying to get caught up here and rested. And it was a whirlwind trip.
Yeah, crazy. So this episode is going to be a quick, short episode, but we have a really cool product we ran across and recorded an interview with Meg Trite of MaxMyTV. They've got a really cool automation hub that does an overlay on your TV for all the control and everything in your house. So it's kind of like what you and I are used to with Control 4 and maybe Elan and maybe Savant even. But it does it as an overlay on top of what you're watching on TV and brings in like social media and all that good stuff. So
yeah, and I think you were right in the conversation. You mentioned that I'm not aware, unless I'm forgetting something, of a device on the market like this that does it as an overlay. I'm only familiar with the Savant and the Control 4 on-screen displays, and those are both like separate inputs. So the TV is actually switching over to a different input, which I think really kind of takes away from the usability of it. So I think the fact that they're doing this as an overlay, using the TV screen as kind of a hub for your home automation, it's an interesting approach, and I enjoyed the conversation.
Well, let's not delay it any further. Let's dive right in.
We're happy to welcome Meg Trite with MaxMyTV to the show. Meg, how are you?
I'm great, Jason. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Yeah, no problem. We appreciate you taking the time to join us. And Seth and I both, the product came across our radars recently. We both thought it looked like an interesting product, so we're excited for the conversation. But before we jump into some of the specifics about the product, maybe just for the benefit of our listeners, you can give a brief introduction about who you are and your current role at MaxMyTV.
Sure. I'm Meg Trite. Decided to join the awesome MaxMyTV team and do their marketing and public relations. So that's me. Okay,
great. For our listeners who may not have heard of the product before, what is MaxMyTV?
All right. So MaxMyTV morphs your TV into this home automation and social media control center. So really, to explain how it works, it really changes the way we can enjoy watching sports on TV or entertainment, and the way we enjoy like our day-to-day home life through home automation that has security features. So basically, it's a smart hub and has sensors that enable home automation and some social media alerts and surveillance video that can be overlaid right over the TV broadcast. So if you're envisioning this, it's a smart hub, and it's going to sit in between your TV and your cable set-top box, and then it interacts with the MaxMyTV tech gear. And what that consists of is a super sensor, which is a fusion of a presence sensor, temperature, and a door sensor. And then we have a wireless power outlet, and then a beeper, or some people like to call them accelerometers, that has motion detection. And then we also have an IP camera. So it's a pretty involved system, and it really gives you the power to control your home sensors and access detailed analytics right from your TV. And we have Air Mouse QWERTY remote control. So you can, be sitting on your couch and controlling your home automation and social media right from your TV. But we also have an app, as you kind of need that in this day and age.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's kind of a requirement these days.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. You've got having the hub there kind of, looped in and out of the TV signal where you get an overlay of what's going on in your house. That could be pretty powerful, because you don't have to, like some of the systems that we use in the professional world. I'm kind of thinking of a Control 4 system. I think Elan is another professional system we use. They have an on-screen interface, but you kind of have to stop what you're doing to go over and look at, or look at what's going on or change things. It basically switches to another input on the TV. So I think that's a pretty good idea. I guess where did that idea come from? Can you give a little background on how that formed up?
Yeah. So the reason it's possible basically is because it's a really powerful processor, and other systems, they don't have the video input capability, so you can't watch like live TV while like overlaying things. So it's a pretty powerful system, and so the founders of our company, Robert Kennedy and Sarah Vaughn, they actually have a lot of experience with embedded systems and building hardware. They both built software for everything from like complex 10 gigabyte Ethernet routers to low-cost sensors. And they worked together actually for 6 years at Dell. And then Sarah Vaughn started his own hardware company called QMax. And then Robert, I guess he got the entrepreneurial itch, and he started MaxMyTV and asked for Sarah Vaughn's help. So, that's kind of their background. And then how they kind of came up with this idea is Robert had the idea, like so many did, to do social media on TV. And
that sounds fun.
What's that?
That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, he thought so too, but I guess then he was pretty bummed, when like he took it to different startup events here in the Pittsburgh area, and they thought it was cool, but they were like, this already exists. So it kind of it was kind of a letdown, because they really worked hard to build this. But then actually what came of that is it forced them to really dig deeper and think about how the TV is really underutilized. And he wanted to think about like future technology and considering the Internet of Things and home automation. It prompted him to think of those possibilities and how they could be tied into the TV. So with that, he came up with the idea to bring it to TV and bring unfamiliar technology into people's homes on the most common technology that everyone has been using for decades.
Yeah, definitely. So that's kind of what makes the product unique, I think, is that insight that, we're seeing a lot of home automation hubs come to the market right now. Seth and I talk about it often on the show, that it feels like almost every week right now there's a new home automation hub coming out. But really, it's all other than kind of MaxMyTV. Right now, most of the products that are coming to the market are just, a little box that sits on your network, and all the control is kind of through an app. So I think it's, a unique approach, and I think it's smart that you guys are leveraging the TV. I mean, everyone has large TVs now in their living room, and to use that as a primary point of control or configuration for a home automation system, I think could make a lot of sense if it's executed correctly. As I understand it, you guys are pretty early in the development process of this. Is that correct? Can you speak to kind of how far along you guys are in terms of development on this product?
Yeah, so we actually have multiple prototypes already built. So we have that working. We have a fully functioning Android app. What we'd really like to do is go forward with production. So we're looking to build 1,000 units. And for that, we really want to go to Kickstarter, which is happening tomorrow, Tuesday, September 16th. At 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Yeah, that's got to be an exciting time for you guys. We'll definitely look for the campaign and kind of keep an eye on it for sure to see how things go. You said that your goal right now is to kind of get out of prototype, and you want to develop about 1,000 units. Is that kind of from there? Where do you hope to go with the product? Do you guys see this as being something that you could kind of get into the mainstream market?
Yeah, for sure. We definitely want to get on the shelves of, different stores. That's really what we aim to do, and develop even more sensors and products and invite partnerships with developers to integrate with our system. We really see this as like the starting point for that.
Very cool. Do you have? I know you mentioned a couple of sensors and like a camera. Those are going to be kind of first party, kind of developed in house to work directly with the MaxMyTV. I guess, am I incorrect in thinking that, or?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
no, that's correct. So, they are already built and they use a Zigbee protocol. So
Oh,
all of
cool.
that,
Very cool.
yeah. So it's all going to be open source. And so basically, like our intention behind that was, Zigbee is the industry standard for now. And we want to invite developers to not have to worry about, building a home automation system per se, but to use ours as a base for, whatever sensors. There's so many talented people out there that could really contribute to this and make it into a really robust system.
No, that's a great idea because there's a lot of like hub type companies that have come out, and they're just released the one hub thing, and they say, oh yeah, we work with Z-Wave or Zigbee, but they really don't go very much further because they don't have the additional hardware to kind of just get people started and get them in the door. So that's a great idea. So you said that everything is going to be open source, and does that mean there's, I guess that you said there'll be third party development and like an open API that we could program to as developers, and kind of expand the product from there?
Yeah, so absolutely, we will provide the APIs only after Kickstarter though, and that we want other developers to have access to. So we really think those hardware developers with Zigbee will love this, as they can focus on building that, and then also application developers too who want to control from a smartphone or cloud. They'll be able to do that and work with our system. So third-party development, yes. Open API, absolutely.
Very cool. Very cool. I have one more quick question about one of the features you mentioned. You said that there is like social media integration with it as well, so you can as you're watching TV, I guess you could get a pop up and say, I got a mention on Twitter, or somebody liked a post that I did on Facebook or something. Is that what the idea is?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really cool. You can actually press a button on our QWERTY remote control, and it will pull up a Twitter or Facebook overlay. So it's a little bit translucent, so you can still see what you're watching. And then you can like search for a hashtag, or you can post on Facebook using the keyboard on our remote control. And then you could also use the air mouse to actually like click on a link, open up a link. You could click on a picture, open up a picture. Other social features are you could even like get an alert that you have a new Gmail message, so you don't have to, pull up your phone. It just will automatically pop up if you set that to be the case.
Very cool. So there's a number of features where you've mentioned using the kind of the hard button remote that you guys are providing with the platform, which by the way, I think is smart, because we see a lot of companies exclusively relying on apps, and I think especially when you're sitting in front of a TV and watching TV, Seth and I have talked about it on a number of occasions, that it's really important to have that tactile remote and that hard button feel in your hand. With that said, you mentioned that you will also have an app developed to control this product. I know you specifically mentioned Android app right now. Is the functionality of that app going to be essentially kind of the same as the handheld remote? It kind of is a mechanism to drive the on-screen display, or will it have additional features on top of that?
Yeah, essentially it's just going to be to control and monitor the devices in your home. Um, and right now it's just an Android app, but since we already have that type of app built, we'll actually be able to build one for the iPhone. It will literally take our developers only 2 weeks to build that out.
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask that. So
Yeah.
currently, right now, you've got Android developed, but you are planning to develop iOS as well.
Yes.
Got it. I'd like to dive in just a little more into the like the peripheral devices, because I think that's really interesting that you guys are providing, not just the MaxMyTV hardware, but also, some sensors and different devices like that. So can we talk, like, I know you have the super sensor. What functionality is built into that device?
Okay, so that sensor is a presence sensor and temperature sensor all in one. So it basically allows you to get notified from any activity that's happening at your home via your smartphone or TV. So you can see things like occupancy statistics for each room in your home. You can set a rule. This is the really cool one. With that sensor, you can set a rule to trigger your IP camera to turn on or the lights to turn on, things like that, using the presence piece of that.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So how is the user experience in terms of setting up those rules? Do you guys have that kind of figured out yet? I know you're still early on, but is this something that as an end user, if I want to configure these sort of rules, do I do that in the app, or how is that done?
Yeah, so you can do it on the TV or in the app. So it's really, really simple to set up. You simply, we already have that developed. It's basically, so if you were pulling it up on your TV, it would have two sides of the TV. One would say, if, and then something happens, then, and then you click the rule. So for instance, if you want to say, if someone's detected, motion is detected at your front door, then the front porch light turns on and a video, the IP camera turns on and displays the video over your TV.
Right.
So you simply just click those options on your TV and hit save, and it's done. So it's super simple to use.
Very cool. And you said this is all Zigbee, is that correct?
Yes.
So it's if I'm as an end user, I have some existing, let's say, Zigbee devices, I will be able to integrate those into the system, or is this kind of an exclusively we're using MaxMyTV hardware as an ecosystem?
Nope. So if you have stuff with Zigbee sensors already, you can simply, have those in your home. And when you plug in the hub and you turn everything on, it's actually going to recognize those devices. And it's just, you just have to go through, simple recognition and say, okay, integrate with that sensor. And that's it. It's really simple to integrate other Zigbee sensors into our system.
Interesting. I mean, that sounds like it's pretty powerful. I really like the if, it's almost like if then this and that, if this then that type thing.
Yeah.
Right on your TV. So it just makes it much more easier to integrate. I had one quick question. You mentioned a beeper earlier. What's that about? Is it?
Yeah. So, well, it can come in really handy. So you can use it for, say you want to attach it to your keys, or you want to attach it to like your pet's collar. So
oh yeah, you can find the cat. Like, where's the cat?
Yeah, exactly.
The beeping is coming from the closet. So yeah, that's very, very cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can actually set up that beeper to just go off. Well, basically on one of those if rules you were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So you can set up like the distance, a set distance, and you can set the rule to alert you when that is out of that parameter. Or say if you lose your keys, you would simply press a button and it would start sounding where that, you would hear it beep. So you could easily find your keys or your cat.
Sorry, there's a lot of cat humor that comes from me. So
Very nice. So you guys are, it's got to be an exciting time for you. Do you have everything in place for the Kickstarter campaign? I imagine you're probably real busy right now getting things kind of lined up for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everyone says a startup's hard, but going to Kickstarter on top of it's pretty tough.
Very cool. Well, we look forward to seeing what comes of it. If our listeners would like to find out more about you or the product, what would be the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So they could go to MaxMyTV.com. You also follow us on Facebook or Twitter. We're going to also find us on Kickstarter. Our Kickstarter page will have a ton of information, including demos of even our prototypes and the nuts and bolts of our system. We have all kinds of pictures and we'll also provide a Q&A page too. So we invite any questions that anyone might have.
great, and we'll make sure that the link to your Kickstarter page gets into our show notes, which will be at HomeTech.fm/shows/31. It sounds really exciting. Meg, thanks so much for your time and joining us here on HomeTech and discussing MaxMyTV.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. That's so excited to be on the show. Thank you so much.
All right. Great, Meg. Take care.
All right, you too.